All right, let's get right into it. We're going to unpack the incredible story of how a certified underachiever completely turned his life around, all by learning one simple truth. Genius isn't something you're born with, it's something you make. And this is all based on the work of Adam Koo. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you just didn't have what it takes? Well, if you have, you are definitely not alone. We're going to kick things off with the story of a young boy who everyone, and I mean everyone, had written off as a complete and total hopeless case. And his journey to rock bottom, man, it started early. He was all about TV and video games, hated reading. You could imagine what his report card looked like, right? Just a sea of Fs. It got so bad, believe it or not, that by the time he was in third grade, he actually got expelled from school.
So yeah, as you can probably guess, things didn't exactly improve from there. When it came time for secondary school, his grades were so bad that he was rejected by every single school his parents applied to. He ended up at some school that nobody had ever even heard of. And even at that school, he managed to hit rock bottom. I mean, his math teacher actually called his parents asking why he couldn't solve problems meant for kids 4 years younger. Out of 160 students, he was always, and I mean always, stuck in the bottom 10. By every measure, he was a total failure.
But, and this is a big but, this is where the story takes a wild turn. Because this so-called dumb kid, he was about to find the key that would unlock his own genius.
So, when he was at his absolute lowest, his parents sent him to this 5-day camp. And look, it wasn't what you're thinking. No extra tutoring, no boring classes. It was a program that taught him how to learn, how to actually take control of his own brain, and crucially, how to get rid of all those negative beliefs that were just dragging him down. It was like a total system reboot. And that brings us to the very first, and maybe the most powerful lesson he picked up. It's this. Success has almost nothing to do with your IQ. It all starts with your mindset. Let's call it the winner's mindset. And here's the core difference, right? It's super simple, but so powerful. Losers, they wish for success. They kind of hope it falls into their lap. And when it doesn't, excuses. But winners, oh, they want it. It's not a wish, it's a must. They own it, take 100% responsibility, and just do whatever it takes to get there. This quote from Adam Koo just nails it, doesn't it? The power isn't in what you can do, it's in what you're committed to doing. It's the difference between just trying and truly deciding. Are you willing to do what's necessary, even when it's tough? So here's how this plays out in real life. Our beliefs, they literally create our reality. It's a cycle. If you believe, deep down, that you're a bad student, well, you're not going to try very hard, are you? That leads to bad results, which then just proves your original belief right. See? It's a vicious cycle, a total trap. But flip it around. If you believe you are a genius, you'll take massive action, unlock your potential, get great results, and bam, you prove yourself right again. Okay, so this isn't just some feel-good psychology stuff. The science actually backs this up, which is the really cool part. Let's talk about the hidden power of your brain and this idea that your intelligence isn't some fixed number you're stuck with. Think of your brain like a muscle. Seriously, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every single time you learn something new or struggle with a tough problem, you are literally, physically building new pathways between your brain cells. So that feeling of being confused, that's not a bad thing. That's the feeling of your brain getting a workout. It means you're literally getting smarter. And just think about the hardware you're working with here. Your brain has, on average, get this, 1 trillion neurons. That is a 1 followed by 12 zeros. It's an insane number. Your potential for growth isn't just large, it's practically infinite. And most of us, we're only using a tiny, tiny fraction of that power. So you probably know our brain has 2 sides, right? The left brain is the logical one, facts, numbers, lists, all the stuff school loves. The right brain, that's your creative side, imagination, color, music. Now, the big secret isn't to be left-brained or right-brained. The real magic happens when you get them to work together. That's what whole brain learning is all about, and it's how you basically double your brain power. Okay, so you've got the winner's mindset. You know you have this supercomputer in your head. So what's the missing piece of the puzzle? Well, it's the how, the actual strategies. You have to learn how to learn effectively. And here is an absolute game changer. It's basically the 80-20 rule, but for reading. Get this, in any textbook or article, only about 20% of the words, the keywords, contain 100% of the important info. The other 80%? It's just fluff.
So your job isn't to read every single word. Your job is to become a detective and hunt for those keywords. Okay, take a look at this. This is a classic textbook paragraph, right? It's a wall of text, it's dense, it's kind of intimidating, and your first thought is probably, oh man, I have to memorize all of this. But now, watch what happens. When we get rid of all that filler and just highlight the key words, what do you see? The main idea is still totally there. It's perfectly clear. You're getting the exact same information, but in a tiny fraction of the time. This, my friends, is called power reading. By training your brain to zero in on that vital 20%, you can literally cut your study time by like 80%, and you'll actually remember more. It is the definition of working smarter, not harder. But power reading, as cool as it is just one tool in the toolbox. The truth is, the most successful students don't just study. They follow a system, a repeatable, structured process that they start on day one. And this right here, this is the blueprint, the whole shebang. It all starts with setting crystal clear goals. You gotta know exactly what you're aiming for. Then you plan and schedule. Then you take action. A plan is nothing without action. Then you get to the super learning stuff where techniques like power reading fit in. Once you have the info, you have to master applying it. And it all leads up to preparing for the exam so you can perform your best when it really matters. It's a full end-to-end system for success. So, does all this stuff actually work? Well, the results kind of speak for themselves, don't they? That kid, the one who was stuck in the bottom 10, after putting all this into practice, he went on to top his entire school. He got into his dream college, and he even ended up in the top 1% of students at a national university. He didn't just catch up, he blew past everyone. And that's the whole point of his story, right? This is the big takeaway. He wasn't born with some special gift. He was that kid that everybody had completely given up on. His journey is proof, absolute proof, that with the right mindset and the right strategies, anyone, and I mean anyone, can unlock the genius inside them. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. What's that one limiting belief, that I'm not smart enough story that you've been telling yourself? And the real question is, what new, powerful belief are you going to install in its place?